Good morning, party people. It is Saturday morning. It is almost 9:30 a.m. It's a whopping 63 degrees here in Indianapolis. Um, I didn't think it was supposed to rain last night, but it did. Yesterday, I spent the day pressure washed my patio, and then I sealed it up. Sherwin-Williams has got a product. I don't like high gloss. I didn't realize this. High gloss is what people do for patios. It gives it that wet look. I guess I'm weird because I don't like the wet look. So anyways, I called my Sherwin. I got online. Home Depot had, two things. Home Depot has a rental department, which I was like, I got an account with a different rental place. Anyways, my rental place doesn't have one of those big devices that's got the big pressure washing wheel that goes around and around and around. Pressure washes your patio or whatever. They just want to rent you the pressure washer and you go do it, right? 40 degree spray, but it's horrible. You're doing like 3 inches at a time on let's see, I went through like 800 square feet of patio yesterday. And sidewalk. So anyways, it wasn't worth it. So I rented this machine from Home Depot. Anyways, while I was there, I did research and I was like, oh, they've got this product and it was $85 for 5 gallons. And it's a concrete sealer and it is natural look. So no gloss. So I didn't look at the ad and it was only order online and we'll have it shipped. So anyway, so I got there, and the only thing they sell is 5-gallon buckets of high gloss, wet look. And they had a bunch of it. And it was like $150 or $130 for a 5-gallon pail. I was like, that's crazy. I don't like the wet look. So I was sitting there trying to figure out what I was going to do. I checked Menards, basically the same thing. I checked Lowe's, basically the same thing. And then I was like sitting there and I'm thinking to myself, and I'm like, wait a minute. That's why I have an account with Sherwin-Williams. So I called Sherwin-Williams, my rep at Sherwin-Williams up, and he was like, yeah. And he thought it was weird that I was going for a low gloss. And so he's like, well, that's not normal. But yeah, we've got a product. And so anyway, so long story short, he had it drop shipped to my local Sherwin-Williams. So, that was like 10:30, 11 that I called him, and he had them bring it up from downtown location, I guess. So I got 10 gallons at the branch that's up by me here in Fishers. So anyway, so I went in and picked it up yesterday, and so I got done pressure washing the house, and then I immediately laid this stuff down, and then it rained last night, and so I got to check whether or not the water was beading or not, and it is. So anyways, but the device that spins like it looks like a floor scrubber, but it's really not. It's just got pressure jets in there aimed like this. It's like a blade from a mower. It propels itself to go around in circles. And they had rented me a 3,000 psi power washer, and then he needed up to 3,200 psi for the device. And I think that the 3,000 psi pressure washer I had was underpowered. But once I figured out the groove, so basically, I know this is kind of boring, but I thought it was kind of interesting. So basically, you've got like if the circular blade here, so it's just the pressure washers on the outside. So as you're moving forward, you'll just see like little rivets, you know what I mean? Like where it gone through real quick. So you'll see a bunch of spots that you missed. And so anyway, so what I ended up figuring out was that first pass I'll go through here, maybe do this 3 or 4 times because that's the first pass like on the edge. And then I'd move over just a little bit. So I'm just on these 2, and then I would go back and forth. And then I would move over here and go this 2. So basically in thirds in order to get this machine to work right. I don't think it was the machine's fault. I think that my patio was just horribly dirty, and B, I just think that that's how you do it. And so anyway, so you're basically making like 6-inch passes, but you don't have the wear and tear on your arms that you would with a pressure washer. So anyways, so all right, so it is 9:34. I've wasted about 5 minutes of time talking about my pressure washing ordeal. I know everybody loves that sort of stuff. We closed on the bank last Friday. I think I talked about that on Saturday. I had 2 dumpsters dropped in yesterday, and so I've got a crew. Had a couple people give me a quote. One of my crews gave me a bid, and so he's going to start doing it. So they're going to clean out the bank. So hopefully that'll get done. I told him I'd give him a bonus if he did it in 2 weeks. Got it done in 2 weeks, so hopefully that'll get happening. He seemed to be hitting me up yesterday. He said, "Are the dumpsters there so I can get started tomorrow?" And I said, "Yup." So anyway, so all right. So today we're gonna do at least one. Who am I lying to? Kyle does an awesome job, but unfortunately his videos take a lot longer than normal. So we'll do one and then maybe another one, but I doubt we'll get to the other one. So we'll go through this one and then we will go from there. All right, man. Here it is. All right. So let's see here. We're going to do this property here. And I really, I made my Dunkin' Donuts run this morning, and so I'm running a little bit behind. I have this addiction to Dunkin' Donuts. Hey, Frank, baby. Hey, Rafi. How you doing, buddy? Hey, Ryan. How you doing, buddy? You're live from the frozen tundra. It's only 63 degrees here, Frank. Come on, calm down. I know you get it worse than I do in New York. So anyway, so all right, so let's go do it. This is a house that we're just taking over the management on. I don't know if it's gonna be bad or not, but I don't think it is. So let me fire up an Evernote scopes of work, and we will go from there.
Really access them very well. Then this tree here, bushes need to be tried.
So, all right, so this is our house. So obviously we've got issues with overgrown trees. Either we need to, well, I think either or, and actually, we need to come in and cut this tree down to size, and then probably some of the stuff that's overgrown around the edges and whatnot just needs to be seriously trimmed up. So we need to get that done. Yeah, see how it's all growing into the side of the building, and that's going to cause a lot of moisture into the wood, and that's going to cause a lot of rot into the wood. Hanging in there, just, oh man, I'm sorry to hear that. Sorry, Rafi, buddy. Sorry to hear about your brother. All right, so let's go back to this.
See what
we
can't
got
really
here.
See, and then the lights need to be assessed. I can't tell. I tried several different switches inside, but I couldn't get any of them to turn them on. They've got some switches on them, but I can't really access them very well. Then this tree here has some branches touching the roof, so you want to trim those back. Roof, from what I can see, looks pretty good. 3-tab shingles. This window has a screen. This window has a screen.
Good screen.
Down there
What the
in
heck
the
is
corner
that?
of the door, you can see needs some touch-up paint there. I don't
What's
know if
that
you'll
pink
know
stuff?
what color this is, so you might just need to repaint it.
Oh, look, we got a free bird's nest up there.
Bird's nest on the top shelf of this.
That's probably why they left it. Any birds?
See if there's any birds
Nope.
in there.
Nope.
That probably, the whole thing can probably just be thrown away. And then these branches are real low. Might want to trim some of these. This window has a screen.
I just don't know how much it's going to cost to trim up all that stuff. I guess it's not too bad on the rest of the house. So.
There's a downspout, no extension.
Yeah. Heavy winds today, boys.
The tree's gonna block me if I get over here to try to look at the roof. Yeah, you can't really see the roof from this angle because of that tree.
So, one thing about houses that were built within the last 20 years is you got to be real careful of is that they, and I think I've alluded to this in a couple other whatever videos. A lot of these houses, when they did them, they did 3-tab roofs, and they did a poor job of putting the roofs down. So they were doing bulk roofs, and so they were doing bulk installs, and they just did them fast and ruthless. So you're seeing a lot of those roofs. They're losing shingles left and right. And so anyway, so we'll see how this one came out. If it's 3-tab, it's probably the original roof. Now again, it's been 20 years, so I mean it has survived for quite a while.
Could maybe use I don't know if it just clean up. I think probably need some paint on the fascia boards there, or wrap.
A nice little neighborhood.
There's another downspout, no extension. Back up to a nice pond.
I don't know if
no
it's
swimming,
nice.
Fishing, skating, or wading. Little fire pit right here in the yard. We've got screens on all 4 of the windows back here. It looks...
So typically what you do is you look at the roof here, and then you're looking for missing shingles. I see a little missing shingle there, but nothing in here. I mean, usually, especially coming off that pond, you would have a ton of shingles that were coming off.
Like you may have like one little piece of a shingle missing on the left, like I don't know, 4 or 5 up, all the way at the left there, but it's just one little bit. Mostly the roof looks like it's in pretty good shape. Definitely a little bit older roof, but doesn't look like it has any problem.
So see here, we've got this. We need to paint this trim around here. We probably need to check and caulk the windows. But see how this paint is starting to come off. And then what Kyle was talking about earlier was up on the peaks of the roof. You know, just that fascia board or whatever you want to call it. Those need to be painted too. Just a second here.
A little bit of trash left behind back here, cooler and Christmas tree stand, I think. This is venting for the fireplace, I believe. You need to either wrap or paint the trim around this back door. And I'll try to remember to test that back light from inside. This downspout has no extension.
All right, so extensions on the gutters. My son
Over
just came
here,
down, so he
need to paint or wrap the fascia boards again. There's your gas meter. This is in the right spot, I believe. This vent here is going to be for the dryer. Looks like maybe you can repair that, but maybe just replace it. Looks like it has all the pieces there, but I don't know if that'll pop back in or not. Has central air. I don't know if this matters to you, but there's a little lockbox there on the power line to the
somebody had the
AC.
lockbox there.
Got underground electric service. Satellite dish on the roof here.
Oh, we love those.
I don't know if I can. As I back up, I get lower, but I think you can get.
Yeah, the roof doesn't look too bad.
I'm holding the camera a bit above my head, so I'm not sure exactly what you're seeing, but hopefully you can see the roof there.
But again, like
From
we
what I
need to
can
get
see,
these
it looks pretty good
trim
on
out
this
of
side as well.
Trim these bushes down
Here's
so that they're not
another,
growing in the side of the
downspout.
building.
No
See how there's-
extension. This is that overgrown bush we were talking about. I think I missed a downspout over here. Oh, and just confirmation, this light is working here.
Oh yeah.
Here we go. This downspout right here has a short little extension. You may want a longer one there.
Got my Dunkin' Donuts on.
Yeah, I think that covers
I like their
all
blueberry
those.
tea. What is that pink stuff down by the front door?
And this light here
Works.
outside on the front porch works. You have a blue board pest trap. I don't know what that traps.
Ants, maybe?
I don't want to get too close.
Hoping it's not roaches.
It looks like it's caught some bugs in there, so maybe there's a bug problem. You might want to just do a preventative treatment. This ADT thing's left behind. This won't stay closed, so I don't know. I would probably just take it off the wall, but then you might need to patch a hole behind it, so maybe it's easier to fix whatever's keeping that from closing. I didn't mess with it too much. Closet here, we're in pretty good shape. You got a little peeling there between two pieces of the flooring, but overall pretty good. There's side A and side B of the door, and it closes, latches, all that's working well.
Oh, that's for the front door.
We got a little door bumper there for the front door to hit that door. Let's see. I think that covers the entryway. Lights working in the entryway also. Then the living room here, we've got carpet. It's in pretty good condition. Some little wear marks. Right here is probably the worst, but I think you clean this and it's probably pretty salvageable. There's no overhead light here, but we got 3 switches.
Ooh, that kind of looks like what my
Look at that.
patio looked like.
3 did anything with this. All right, but these are some kind of sensor lights.
Yeah, see the paint's just chipping here.
There it goes. So that one's working.
Carpets don't look too bad.
I'm guessing that those ones off the garage are probably also working, but I just couldn't get them to because I kept going back and forth trying to find where the switch would be.
Looks like the walls are pretty
Got
good
a
shape.
fireplace in here. Spot for a TV up there. I don't know if the fireplace works. Blinds on this window look good. Does have some old supports there for drapes. Very small mark on the paint there. Probably can clean that up because overall this room looks pretty good paint wise. I don't see any issues on the ceiling. You've got this hook over here, and then you've got behind this motion sensor. I think the room might have been blue at some point, and I guess the motion sensor predates that changeover. But overall, I'd say this is pretty good. Right here, you got a missing doorstop. I'm guessing that's for this closet door.
Yup.
Yeah, I don't know if that matters. It doesn't hit anything. The doorknob doesn't get to anywhere. But it was there and it's missing now. So, recapping for the front, the living room and the entryway, do something with that ADT system, possible pest treatment. You may need to assess the fireplace. There's a doorstop missing over by the back door and one by the closet door. And then overall, probably clean the carpet, clean the walls, and should be good to go there. And we'll head over into
Sometimes what you'll do is you'll find the paint in the
that
garage.
works.
Oh,
Here's
nice
our
smoke detector.
thermostat. And the flooring, carpet, and it's pretty good. In the bathroom, fan works, light works. Tub looks in good shape. Shower heads here. There is a little clamp there. Don't know if that indicates any kind of issue. May want to just check that. I don't know if water's...
This is a slab house, so it's sitting on a slab, which
Doesn't seem
can
like
be
water's
good,
on,
but you can
so
still get leaks
maybe
underneath the house.
When you got it on, just check that. You can see here some like red paint.
Which was surprising to me. We had a house similar to this one.
I think that's showing up on the screen for you.
Yeah.
Red paint on there. Bathroom must have been red at some point.
I had a house
Missing a doorstop
similar to
there.
this one, and we had an issue with a water leak underneath the house. We were lucky in the fact that we were able to pull out the vanity, and then the leak was right underneath the vanity. But it was underneath in the concrete, so we had to bust out the concrete to go down underground to fix the leak. It was just a pinhole leak. But what had happened over time was,
if that matters to you, you may want to mess around with that some.
what had happened was just over time, you know, turning water on, a little bit of movement, and the copper pipes had just put a little pinhole leak in it. Well, it was decent enough leak that it was a decent enough leak that it was coming out in the middle of the driveway. I mean, that's something else that's kind of interesting, is that a leak, path follows the water, path follows the of least resistance. I forget what we were looking at, path of least resistance. Anyway, so at our house, we had water coming up in the middle of the garage and in the middle of the driveway. It was kind of on a little bit of a hill. And so the buyers were freaking out. And I was like, I have never, ever seen a leak like this. And so anyway, so I ended up hiring, there's people that do ultrasound to look for leaks. And so I ended up, I think it was about $300. I had these guys come out, and then they were like, oh no, your leak is right here in the bathroom. It's right here underneath this sink. So we opened it up and we fixed it, or we thought we fixed it. And then a couple days later, they came back through to re-inspect, and they were like, nope, still leaking. And so sure enough, what had happened was when my guys had fixed it, that they had, I guess, missed a spot. So either there was, you know, or their repair was not taking. So anyway, so they fixed it again permanently and made sure this time. Sometimes that happens. So anyway, so all right, let's go back here and let's find video 2.
Back of the door's good.
Door closes, latches. Kyle's just too smart for us. He doesn't ever get locked in.
I might clean off. Hopefully you can see it. It shows up, I think, better without the light. Like a purple line. So for the bathroom, you're gonna just assess the plumbing and water's on, and probably put a door stop behind the bathroom door, and that probably does it in there. Go into the back bedroom.
Carpet should look like it's clean. We got to reattach the
Got the fan working. And the light. Missing one bulb, but the rest of it's working. Closet doors off the track. Inside the closet looks fine. Door looks good. Not gonna try to put it on the track right now.
oh, come on.
Just check them, make sure the doors are
Free
good.
repairs.
So I don't see any obvious damage to the doors, so I think it's just off the track. I don't think the door's broken itself. This room, so flooring looks pretty good. Probably just clean it and it should have some more life left to it. A little bit of maybe staining over here, but it doesn't show up too bad. It's kind of like a purple, pinkish,
Excuse me, COVID.
but it's not real heavy. You got some blue that hasn't been painted over around the ceiling area, and then on your outlet plate there. Paint overall though is good. Yeah, and over here must have been pink. I think we had some pink and some blue going on at some point. So there's just little remnants of it peeking through that weren't fully painted over.
Bing bong.
Oh, give me a second.
Let's see here. I want to get rid of this. All right, so somebody came to the door. ping pong.
Alright, and we are back. Actually was a pest control guy. I guess he's been doing treatments here for the resident. So there has been an issue. He said spiders is what he's been treating for. So
Spiders are good.
I guess,
I have to keep telling that to my wife.
You may want to do a treatment just to follow up on that.
Spiders kill all the other
crap. He's
crap.
already been out. You may have.
But this year's been really bad for
care of.
spiders.
That may be what the trap by the front door was remnants from.
I've had a lot of them in my house this year.
Back to this bedroom here. We've got a crack right here in the bedroom door. Yeah, let's make sure it's
There's a little stain on the carpet, looks like.
Yep. Closes, latches. So clean the carpets in here for sure. I don't think they're going to need replacement. I think just cleaning. And then another bulb for the fan. Put the closet door back on the track. And then if you can match this paint color, just touch up the walls and ceiling where they've got those issues. This blind also has a couple spots it's broken, so I'd probably just go ahead and replace that. And confirming, we've got the smoke detector in the bedroom, smoke detector here.
It's off.
Might not have battery. I don't know. It's hardwired. Doesn't want to stay put. There it goes. And
Woohoo, he fixed it.
oh, this bedroom has no light,
Flashlight.
but it does have a smoke detector.
Flashlight, get your flashlight out. Kyle, we can't see. We're blind.
Take a look at the blinds before I open them up here. Looks like they're in good shape in here.
Oh, those are the newer ones where you hand lift
See
it.
if we can get a little bit of light into this room.
And you get your flashlight out.
Of course, we're shaded by the tree, and the
Flashlight.
room has no light.
Flashlight. There we go.
So hopefully the flashlight will suffice. This room used to be pink. We've got remnants. You can definitely see right here. They didn't take this.
Didn't take the switch plate off.
Didn't take the cable plate off when they painted.
There was a lot of rooms that were pink in this house, and a lot of rooms that were
We're
deep
again
blue.
probably going to have some touch-ups. Looks like they got some of the pink on the ceiling. And a few spots along there.
And I hope there's color.
Got
This
it on the
pink
outlet
color is in
plates.
the.
I'd probably just go ahead and replace the outlet plates. At least in the rooms where they're painted on.
Hope the paint color is in the
Closet looks pretty good.
garage. Hopefully there's a can of paint in there that's got our paint colors on it. And all the touch-ups in there. If not, I do have
Doors seem to be on the
Sherwin
track.
Williams guy. He's been courting me for a while, but he let's see here.
Okay.
They've got this color snap device. It's like 60 to 80 bucks, and it's basically a dongle that you basically you put it up against your paint, and it supposedly will color or pull the color from your wall. We're gonna need to get this to the guys so they can start using it so we can figure out colors.
So closet doors are on the track. They are working. Don't see any damage. There's this little suction cup on there.
How did that
Didn't
stick?
come off as easy as I thought it would. It might be actually. I think that's
Glued on?
nailed on there.
Ah.
So pull that out. You'll have a little hole. I don't know if you patch that or should probably just leave it.
I was like,
Little
man, how's that
here in
doing
the
that?
corner. Carpets in here look better than the other rooms. Maybe just because I don't have as much light. They still look good. Flashlight on them. So I think for this room, you're looking at some touch-up paint again. And
Looks like my son left
clean
the
carpets,
door upstairs
replace
open.
the doorstop,
So I can hear everything going on upstairs.
and that should probably do it in here.
No, they're shut.
Door closes and latches. Alright. Across the living room to the
Master
master
bedroom.
bedroom. Doorknob looks a little loose.
God, you're too smart for us. You're supposed to get locked into a room before
This
the end of the
door
year.
does not close. You can see it's got some different screws on it there. So we need to adjust the master bedroom door to close. See if we got any damage. Doesn't look like there's damage to the back of it though.
It's got a door stop.
Door stop's even here. And a smoke detector. Okay. This room has a light and a fan. We're missing one bulb, and we've got one burnt out. Light works.
Fan works.
Fan works. Master bedroom gets the nicer blinds.
Woohoo! Those are like 35 to 40 bucks a piece.
They look good here. See any breaks or anything? And this one looks good too. Get you some extra light for our tour. Flooring in here looks good. Let's see. I don't think that's a stain. I think it's just pushed around weird. So yeah, we're pretty good in here. You've got some wear marks over here by the bathroom, but I think these definitely could be cleaned up and last without any real issues. Got some white marks around the base right over here.
What's that stuff? Is that trash on the floor?
I'm not sure what that is. Closet door. Good on this side. Door stop's there for it. Nice big closet with a light.
Woohoo!
Globe's off the light, but it's on the shelf. Whoa. Alright, doing backflips. There's your security system stuff. And the floor in the closet is good.
So this one's pretty good.
The carpets, you should be all set.
Pretty good. Good. The owner will be happy about that because
bathroom.
we did 3 of his other houses a while ago, and I think they averaged between $5,000 to $10,000 a piece. So this one will be pretty inexpensive,
Alright,
I think.
fan works, light works. See here on the door.
Should be fast and easy. We
Door
turn this one
closes
around
and
real quick.
latches.
I don't like the flooring in here though.
This little door here, assuming it's going to be a little closet.
Got some heavy standing on it.
Closes, latches.
So typically there's about,
Some dirt down there, bobby pin. Nothing major.
yeah, see the marks down here on the floor? So I probably, if we were, I'm going to assume that we can probably, hey, there missing toilet paper. That's like gold. I'm going to assume that we're going to get pretty decent rents out of this place. So probably, I don't know, $1,000, $1,200 probably a month. So we probably want to replace this flooring in here. And it looks like, maybe typical bathroom would be like this area here, and that's 30 square feet of flooring. So maybe we got 60 square feet of flooring. Got to get rid of the old stuff. So $200 maybe, $250, something like that.
Door sticks a little bit. It's not too difficult to get it closed. No door stop down there, but they did put this bumper here, so you should be good there. Has all the bath hardware, towel bars, all that fun stuff. Tub looks like it is in good condition.
This is the reason that I like one-piece tubs. I mean, look at it. I mean, there's nothing to caulk here. I don't have to caulk here. I don't have to caulk here. I don't have to caulk all around here. I mean, you just don't have to caulk. So if you can put one of these in, I mean, you're money ahead in the game. I mean, the only thing you really got to caulk is around the outside, up top, and then down low here. That's and around the sides, I guess, basically. But that's not going to get heavy water. Whatever, call it permeate. Whatever. We'll just, you know what I'm talking about. So if you can, now what you can do is like, let's say, now in this particular case, it might be hard to get a new one in here because this is probably an outside wall, or maybe that's into the garage. But a lot of times what you can do is you can open up this wall here, not this side because this has got plumbing in it, unless you already got to replace the plumbing anyway, so then you could just do it then. But what you can do is just, there's only probably 2 or 3 studs here. So you open up on the other room, if you can get the tub into the other room, you come in and then you'll open up the wall and you'll take out the 2 or 3 studs, and then you could slide the tub in right where you want it, and then you just got to put your 2 or 3 studs back in, and then you got to just drywall it up again. So, I mean, it's pretty simple on these. Now, occasionally you'll run into one where, like, let's say this is an exterior wall. Well, we're not opening up an exterior wall to do this. So maybe you can slide it in or whatever, or sometimes you go to those 2 or 3 piece tubs. But what you don't want to do is, in this kind of a neighborhood, you don't want to put in the super cheap, inexpensive, fiberglass glue-in inserts. I don't like the glue-in inserts, period. So you want something that's going to physically attach to the walls.
Little mark right there on the side of the tub. Don't know if that'll clean off, or you'll need something more.
They stole the gold. No
Right
toilet paper.
On the
Is
counter.
that a mark or is that a cleanup?
Got a mix of daylight and soft white bulbs alternating there. Don't know if that was intentional or just which one's burned out. There's some plunger and toilet brush down there for you. A little dirty, just clean that up. Should be good to go. Looks like some remnants of blue paint down there, I think. And then you've got a little bit of discoloration on the floor right there. It actually shows up a lot more on camera than it does when I'm looking at it, based on what I can see on the camera. I mean, you can tell it's here in person, but it just kind of is a little bit darker. So I don't know if you want to go over that or just leave that be. So bathroom, probably just clean and maybe assess that floor, decide what you want to do with that. And for the bedroom, get the carpets cleaned, some light bulbs for the fan, and I think that's
Pretty simple.
much.
Not a lot here.
We did have the
Smoke detectors and
issue with the door too, so just adjust that door. And that should cover the
clean and
master
carpet,
bedroom.
and then minor touch-ups throughout. There's a little spot there. Show me the kitchen, baby. Oh, kitchen's pretty nice.
The
Yes.
kitchen. Guessing game on the switches. Ooh, got it right. Okay, so that light works. This blind is obviously in need of replacement. This one's actually real dirty too, so you might want to replace it. They get pretty tough to clean, and these are just the cheaper ones here, so probably easier to replace than try to clean. Got a microwave left behind.
Woohoo, free light microwave.
Cabinet looks good. Just a little bit of dishes left behind, be cleaned out. So far no hardware, but also they're easy to open. And so far just looks like some loose trash in them to be cleaned out. You can see your lights working here on the fan, on the hood, and the fan is also working.
Woohoo! Alright, last video should be pretty short. Maybe we will have time to get to the other house.
A little bit of staining there, but that might wipe out. The little label for the fridge is up on top of it.
Nice.
So it's supposed to go right here so you know what brand you have.
Woohoo! Need to know. I need to know.
Ooh. These the...
Wow.
Alright, I think these are your drawers that go down at the bottom here.
Man, that's a messy
fridge
kit.
obviously is very dirty. But it's not full, so that's good. And your power's on here, so it's not gonna
That is a messy
mold and rot.
refrigerator. That's kind of surprising to see because they took care of the rest of the house. So
Alright. There you go. Clean that out.
I will. I'll get right on that.
No shelf in the freezer, but it doesn't look like it's built for one either. I don't see where it would attach. And there's a
Inexpensive
little scrape
fridge and freezer.
right here. But overall, that's in pretty good shape.
Show me the lower
Just needs to be
cabinets.
cleaned. Back to cabinets.
That's right. Back to cabinets.
Oh, somebody's gonna be missing the lid to their pans.
Mwahaha. We're rich. We've got
Stove.
pan lids. Stove needs to be cleaned.
Not super dirty, but definitely not clean.
Did we get to keep any
Alright.
pans?
Some pans.
We did
left
get to keep
behind
pans. Yeah, I don't have a use for them.
there. This
I got all
drawer
giddy
might be
about it, and I'm like,
kinda off
what am I gonna do with
track.
those? Was that a mouse?
It'll be easier to adjust that once the pans are all out of there. This drawer might be off the
I want to see if it's a
track.
mouse. What's that? Oh, it's just a dust bunny. Is it a dust bunny or a mouse? I can't tell.
It'll be easier to adjust that once.
Alright, give it to me again. Come on, we can do this. We can do this. There it is. What is that? What is that? Is it just a dust bunny? We'll say it's a dust bunny. Because it sure ain't moving. It's going to be a dead mouse if it's
It'll be
dead.
easier to adjust that once
I mean,
the
if it's whatever, if
pans
it's a
are all
mouse.
out of there. I don't know what that is. Some kind of legs to something.
They leave us all the good stuff.
So
You know
far,
they
all
just
the
forgot
drawers
those
have
pans in that
opened
bottom
pretty
drawer.
smooth for me.
Got years of baking goodness on them.
We might have some minor leaking down here. They got a towel down. Kind of under the disposal, but it's also under the drain line. So just assess that probably when you have water on.
There's a free paint.
Paint. Maybe that matches some of the walls in here.
It did probably. It was all spray painted on. That's an
This
itty
drawer
bitty
is
set of
probably
drawers.
Easy for me.
Is that even 12 inches
I don't know
wide?
now.
Crazy. Yeah,
Dirt
it's a
in
good
there.
clean.
And that one looks good.
Dishwasher.
Let's see. Here we go. Ooh, it's kind of dirty. Plastic fork down there in the bottom. Got some sitting water.
Yeah, it
Kind
doesn't
of
look like it's.
moldy-ish. This,
It looks like it's rough shape, so I'm gonna assess it and see if it needs to be replaced because it's in bad
I don't
shape.
know how that. Yeah, that's off. So the top rack needs to be adjusted to be able to move. Bottom rack is working, and then you got to assess it. Hopefully, it's just that it's kind of not been used, and that's why it's so gross looking. But who knows? Be able to tell more with water on. That one looks pretty good. I don't know if you care, but there's the inside of your microwave. A little dirty.
It's everything, all right? Oh, we got free kitchen, whatever stuff.
I don't know if this cabinet
Dining
is
room
something
table.
that would be staying or going, but
Probably
there's
trash
a
it out.
condition inside if that's something that's going to stay here. This is the wall where they threw the trash, and they hit the wall instead of the trash can frequently, it looks like. So need that to be cleaned up. May need some touch-up paint. Got some
Oh, I think I just saw a bug roll.
sauce splatter. Need that to be cleaned up. May need some touch-up paint. Got some
Maybe not.
sauce
Over by the fridge, I thought I saw a bug moving.
behind the stove too.
Show me the laundry room.
This light just has one of the 3 bulbs working.
You got a CFL, you got an incandescent, and you got a burned out
It's just on a
incandescent.
wall
You gotta like
switch,
that.
so I don't think there's a way to shift between those. And you've got a table and chairs left behind. You've got some marks on the floor right here under this chair. This, I think, right here. Some marks on the floor.
I mean, this flooring, I mean, it's old. It could be replaced,
I think the floor's gonna clean up.
but I don't think I would replace it at this point. It's not like that bathroom floor where it's, I mean, obviously been heavily.
So, recapping for the
Heavy
kitchen,
traffic.
you're gonna need to clean the
Everything?
clean or remove the microwave, clean and assess the dishwasher, clean out all the cabinets, though it's mostly just loose stuff, nothing too dirty there. Clean the oven, clean out the fridge and freezer, and get the drawer under the oven back on track. And then obviously there's just some larger stuff that's been left behind. Need to get that out of here and clean up the floor and assess the floor when it's clean to see if it needs to be replaced at all. I think it's going to clean up, but I just can't really tell for sure. And then clean the walls, especially behind the stove and the garbage can there, and replace the blinds. That should do it for the kitchen. On to the laundry room. So laundry room door is good on the outside, good on the inside. Got some shelving in here. Washing machine, a little dirty. Dryer, looks good. There is a garage door opener left here.
Woohoo! Those are about $35.
So when you're cleaning it out, whoever's cleaning it, just remind them not to trash that. Electric dryer for your notes. I guess I didn't tell you what the stove is. I think it was electric. Yep, electric stove. Alright, and then this door heads out to the garage. This door opens, closes, latches. Here's the other side of that.
Must be on the west side. I can hear the airport.
I don't know why we got planes flying by. We're on the wrong side of town to be by the airport.
I guess we're not on the west side.
Here is breaker box. Looks like we're all good. 100 amp service. Don't know what that is above the breaker box with the duct tape around it, and I'm not real sure why they duct taped all around the breaker box. I think they've got foam for the walls here, so maybe there was no drywall. Maybe it's just it was left unfinished, and maybe they put foam up, and that's to seal where there were gaps, but they didn't seal in between the foam pieces, so I don't know. Maybe just assess that, make sure that there's not something more going on there that would need to be dealt with.
Nah, it's just typical.
Here's your furnace, gas furnace. Looks like it probably uses a 16 by 25 by 1 furnace filter. We already saw it has central air on the units on the side of the house there. And we've got a gas water heater here. You've got an extra washer and dryer out here, and a good amount of stuff to probably just be thrown away. I think, as I understand it, the resident has confirmed they're moved out, so everything that's left behind is just trash. So these may be broken, or they just didn't have space to move them wherever they're going. I already tested your garage door opener. That's how it's open. So that's working. Some red paint marks on the garage floor, but I don't
see any
think
paint anywhere?
you're going to need to really worry too much about that.
Nope.
And then I think we already talked about this. These lights here and there, those bushes need to get trimmed back, and then I can't figure out what switch is supposed to control those lights.
A lot of those newer houses had
I'm sure that
daylight sensors on them.
I'm just doing
and sometimes that
wrong,
daylight sensor was like above the garage.
right now, and I don't know if the bushes are messing with some sensor on them or something, Ethan.
Yeah.
And you got an attic access there. And I think that is everything for here.
Woohoo! All right. So let's pull our numbers over here. Okay, so appliances present, central air, electric stove, fridge, dishwasher. So we need to trim the bushes and trees around the house, about $500. Mainly on the front of the house, but there was some big tree stuff there. It might be more than that. Because they're going to have to trim that tree up. I'm hoping we can get it done for $500. Might be more than that. Maybe I should budget for $750. Assess the exterior lights, make sure they're working. I don't think that's going to be an issue. I think they're all working. Roof is 3-tab shingles. FYI, roof 3-tab shingles. Probably the original roof. Minor trash removal, stuff in garage. I'm going to say we probably got like there's not a lot there, so I'm going to say probably like $300. Run downspouts away from the home, about $150. Paint exterior door trim and fascia boards of roof. Door/trim roof. Caulk windows as needed, so about $350 there. Replace exterior dryer vent. I mean, that should be pretty easy to do. So we'll put that under miscellaneous. Clean paint front door. I already put that up there. Glue down flooring and entryway closet. I mean, that's nothing. That's cheap. We'll put that under miscellaneous. Replace smoke detectors as needed. 10-year batteries and wired. I need to get that part number from Menard's website, so I can put that down. Replace door stops as needed. Fix closet doors as needed. Minor touch-ups throughout. Hopefully paint color in-house. It doesn't appear to be. So we may have to use our tester to test it. Minor touch-ups throughout. There really wasn't that much. I mean, really, they could do it in like less than an hour. Hopefully. So we'll do that. Minor touch-ups on ceiling bedroom 1. Replace interior door on bedroom 1. Adjust door on master bedroom. Replace flooring in master bath. And the reason I'm doing this expensive is because that flooring is originally glued down. So it's probably about 60 square feet, which would be $180 to replace. And so I added in a little extra for removing the old stuff. Replace blinds in kitchen. I don't know, that's miscellaneous stuff. Check minor leaks under kitchen sink. Assess dishwasher may need to be replaced. I'm going to put that in, and those are about, I don't even know. I think we just bought one. It was like $250. Let me see here. Ooh, I didn't copy it down. I gotta add to cart to see the price. Gosh, I hate when they do that crap. It's just dumb. 3-cycle built-in dishwasher, and of course their website's taking forever. 301, so about, it's actually a little bit more than that. It's about 350. So those are probably right around 450. That's labor and materials. Assess the kitchen, flooring and kitchen. If we have to remove the old one, we'll add an extra $100 because it's glued down. So it's about 168 square feet times 3 is 504 plus an extra 100, so that's probably about $600. Let's see here. Miscellaneous light bulbs, blah, 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 blah. There's a bunch of stuff up above that's miscellaneous. And then final clean, that includes cleaning the carpets. So about $350. So where are we at? We are at 750 plus 300 plus 150 plus 350 plus 150 plus 250 plus 250 plus 350. So 2550. All right, so let's run the numbers on it. You guys asked any questions while I was doing this? Nope. You guys have been quiet. Click the like. Click the like. Let's see what we got here. We're going to run numbers on this one. So, I'm going to pull that up real quick. I'm going to see, let me think what do I think the rent's going to be on this place? Hold on. Wow, not a lot for rent in there. Wow, 3-bedroom went for $14.95. Now 4-bedroom went for $16.75. So, so we're probably, let's see what that one looks like. Of course, there's no pictures. Darn you. Right there in that same neighborhood. All right, so it's in Lawrence. So our signature property is right here about the middle of the screen. And so there was a 3-bedroom, same neighborhood. You can tell here, $14.95, and a 4-bedroom went for $16.75. So, I don't know, man, that's pretty good rents. I need to do a little bit more research, but let's say we're at 1,500. Because we got pond to view, even though it's a nasty pond with a bunch of algae growing in it. 8% for that. Average repairs, it's probably less than that, but we're going to put in the 10%, 2%, and then 10% for property management. Taxes on this bad boy are $6 billion. $28.47 a year. $28.47. Property insurance is probably about $1,000 a year because it's a higher end house. So right now, if he owned it outright, its cash flow is about $729 a month. That's pretty good, right? Does it show in here what he paid for this house? 2,000 days. I'm looking. Mortgage history. Looks like he bought it around 2010. I don't see the values on it. Give me a second here. Let me look at something else here. No, that's not what I wanted. Oh, because I pulled it up off this. Give me a second here. Sorry, kids. Is this when he bought it? Let me look and see. This was, nope, 2003. So the house is built in 2001, so it's about 19 years old, so that it is probably the original roof. Holy cow. Those trees in the yard are all since then. that big nasty tree in 2003, this house did not have any trees in the yard, and now it has a big old monstrous tree in the yard. So let's see here. I gotta look here. Okay, so he bought it in 2003. I don't know how much he paid for it. It's not showing up on the books anywhere that I can see what he paid for it. When did he buy it? Maybe he bought it in 2003. If that's the case, 2002 maybe? All right, I'm going to go with this 2002 number. Yeah, that's probably right. So, okay, so it looks like he bought it for $115. So we're going to put another $3,000 into it. So we got like $118 into it. The assessed land value on this bad boy for tax purposes. It's assessed at $140,000. For tax purposes, what is the assessed land value? Assessed land value is $20,200. All right. Oh no, I put that in wrong. What was that? Settlement cost. All right. So it's not great, but he's owned it since 2003. So as far as the rental goes, about 7.5%, 7.42% cap rate on it. But as a, if he sold it, he's probably going to make decent money on it because the values are higher than what they were when he bought it. Let me look and see what that house would go for in this day and age. Give me a second here. Criteria. I could show you this probably. Okay, so here is a CMA on this property. So his house is 1,200 square feet. So, okay, so here's the rentals that have gone through the MLS. So this narrows down our rentals. So the asking prices on that 1,500 and whatever 1,650, those are probably, because those are active leases or active listings. So they haven't had a buyer at those prices or, a renter at those prices. So, but these are more, potentially more what we're looking at. So here's 1,250. It's a 3-bedroom, 2-bath, which is what we are. 1,295, 3-bedroom, 2-bath. And square footage wise, 1,361, 1,340, 1,361. So these are more pertinent rentals. So it's probably in the 1,250 to 1,350 range. So that would drastically change our numbers here. 12. Let's say it's 1,300, right? And let's say 1,350. 1,350 because we're on the water, right? So that drops us down to a 6.35% cap rate. But if we look at sale prices in the neighborhood, there's a 1,260, here's a 1,200, so 150, 154. There's a 1,270, it's 167. So we're probably in that 150 to 170 range. So let's say we were at 160. If he sold that boy, 160,000, and he's going to probably pay out about 11% in closing costs, realtor fees, blah, 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 blah. Because you got about 6% going to realtor, right? So you got 3% goes to buyer's agent or buyer's brokerage, buyer's whatever. So 3% goes to buyer's brokerage, 3% goes to the seller's brokerage. So you got about 6% there. So then you've got a lot of buyers. This is a first-time home buyer house, so a lot of buyers in this market are going to want you to put down they want you to pay 3% of their closing costs. So then we're up to about 9%. Then your other closing costs and stuff like that, you're probably at 10 or 11%. So So if we times that by, let's say 10%, so 90%, so 144, right? And then, so I mean, he'd make about 30 grand over what he paid for it originally. Plus he's had rents all along. So, I mean, that's not bad. It's not a bad little rental. He could definitely sell out now. Now, if he doesn't, I think we're going into a massively down market. So if he doesn't sell now, he's going to have to keep it for another 3 to 5 years before we come back out of it. So, neither here nor there. But, I mean, typically Indiana is about a 3% appreciation or depreciation rate, meaning that even in 2010, when we were at kind of the bottom of the market, we were only down about 10% in these first-time home buyer houses. So, he could be at, so I think we thought 160, so he'd be at like 146, 144, sorry. So, yeah, that's what we just did right here, this number here. But that'd be after 2 or 3 years. So, I mean, it's not a bad house. It'll sell quick. Let's look at absorption rate. So over the past year, I didn't mean to click that, whatever I did there. So over the past year, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. 15 houses have sold in the past year. So about 1 1/3 houses sells a month. There's currently 3 houses on the market, and they're all pending. So there is no this area is good. If he put his house on the market, he'd probably sell pretty quick. Let's see here. This one's 1320, and they had it listed at 178.5. Let's see what that one looks like. You might have to do a little bit more. Okay, so this one's got 2 garage doors, and it's got a brick exterior, which I don't think. Yeah, ours had a brick exterior front. But they got newer flooring, so you'd have to do that. Newer appliances, so you probably want to do that. They got a nicer shower in there. So, I mean, it's a nice little house. So to get top dollar, you'd want to put in more money into this house, probably replace flooring. I mean, 1,200 square feet, we could replace all the flooring for $3,600. And then do some minor repairs throughout. So, I mean, probably 7,000. You could, 7. I don't think it would even be 10. Wait a minute, does that have a new roof? That does have a new roof. So probably $7,000 to $10,000. You could probably get max price. So you could probably get, like, this is pending at 178.5. So you could max out your dollar intake by selling it if you flipped it, right? I'm not saying that he wants to sell it, because I don't think he does. He wants to keep it as a rental. But you could, if you put $7,000 to $10,000 into it, you could get into this 170, 180 range, and then you're making a lot more money. I mean, I think it would probably. Would it be worth it though? Because you are going to have to do this $2,500 worth of stuff. So another. Yeah, I mean, if he was looking to sell it, I probably wouldn't do all the extra work. I would fix the $2,500 worth of stuff, and then I would just price it at like 165, 170. Play the market a little bit. A couple weeks later, I would lower the price if I didn't get any bites. But yeah, I would probably price it like 170, and then fix these little handful of things, clean the carpets, stuff like that, and then sell it off. But it's a rental. It's not that great of a return, though. I mean, we already looked at it. It's a 6.3% return. And now you're going to have to deal with a down market where you're going to lose 3% a year, and it's going to be, whatever. Cash on cash. Sorry, buddy, I had that screen turned off, Ryan. Cash on cash would be 6.35%. Well, that's we don't have a loan. So if you did cash out refi on it, so let's say 30 years at I don't know, what's the going rate? 4.5 now. And we need to fill in the loan amount. So I think it's like 75%. So if you got a loan out of 88.5, 448.42 would be your monthly payment. Your cash on cash would be 7.16. Now, if you got a full loan on it, I don't know if I would recommend this. But let's say they appraised it at 160. So let's say 157, because I've already got this $3,000 down here in renovation expenses. So they are cash total basis of the property is 160. You get a loan for $120,000. Let's say it's a 30-year loan at 4.5% interest. That would bring you up to cash on cash. That's even less, 0.5% cash on cash return. Plus, this would eat you alive on your monthly payment would be 60802, and then your cash flow is 1640. So I would not try and get everything you can out of this house. So like 120,000, that would pay for the whole house, everything he's got into it, and it would pay for the repairs that we're doing. But it would drastically affect his cash on cash return, and it would really not do him any favors as far as being able to have reserves going. He's going to make $16.40 a month. So, maybe I would do. I doubt I would even really do this. But then again, that's me. 115, he'd have it. They would give him 88.5 for it. 30 at 4.5% would make it a 7.16 return. So you could maybe better it off. He may already have a loan on it. I don't really know, to tell you the truth. I don't think it shows. Let me see if there is a mortgage on this bad boy. Looks like in 2004 he got a $94,000 loan on it, 30 years, fixed interest. So 2004, that would probably been around 6 or 7%. I would assume is what the interest rate is on it. So if he got a loan for 94.8 back then, how do I change this? Let's see here. Let's do 120. 121. So okay, so this would give our 124,000. I doubt it was 4.5%. It was probably more like, given the benefit of the doubt, say it was 6%. Yeah, cash on cash returns 2.59%. So if he's got a loan on this, he's not in a good spot. If his payment's like 557.68, 66.84 is his cash flow. Not something I would get into, me personally, but everybody does different things. Anyways, all right. So, any other questions? Nope. All right. So, do me a favor, guys. I got 4 of you left still online. Click the like, please. And then, if you aren't already subscribed. But I think everybody on here is subscribed. So, anyways, click like, click the subscribe, and I will see you kids later.